In today's English lesson, I would like to teach you English as we walk around the old city of Istanbul. The plan is to visit a couple mosques, maybe visit some cats. We can talk about those cats later, and just see what Istanbul has to offer. And of course, as we do it, you will improve your English. The first term I would like to teach you is beat the crowd. The first place I am hoping to visit is a place called the Blue Mosque. They open at 8 a.m. Oh, that might be it actually. Right up there. I'm not sure, it's very close. But I want to beat the crowd. That means to get there before everyone else does. I'm not a fan of standing in line. Who is, right? But I don't mind waking up early in order to beat the crowd. Looks like I might have joined a South Korean tour. And before we get there, let me prepare you. On the outside, you'll probably ask, wait, this is called the Blue Mosque. It's not blue. Well, just wait until we get inside. So far, no line. So I'm going to be cautiously optimistic. That means I'm going to be excited. I'm going to think that things could be all right, but with caution, because as I turn this corner, we might see a massive line. Well, the exit's over there. I said the visitor's entrance is over here. And they aren't quite open yet. It's 8 o'clock, if you can see that, but I mean, it says we're close. Bathrooms. It's always good to know where the bathrooms are. And now, I see why there are no visitors right now. During my research, it said the mosque would be open at 8 o'clock. It is an active mosque, so you can't go while people are worshiping, but it looks like it opens at 8:30. Might give us a good opportunity to talk about the cats of Istanbul while we wait. Okay, if you visit Istanbul, you are going to see lots of cats. They might even come up to you as you are eating in a restaurant, but the cats are loved here in Istanbul. And the reason why is they will accept cats because they eat mice, rats, cockroaches. If you ever visit the city of New York City, there's a chance you might run into a large rat. The chances of that here in Istanbul are pretty low because of the cats. While we wait, let's talk about how you should dress when you come to a mosque. Since it is a house of worship, you should be respectful. So I am not wearing shorts today, even though it's quite hot out. I'm wearing jeans and the dad shoes. Sleeves are okay, but if you are going to wear a tank top, you shouldn't do that. Your shirt should have some sleeves. The women, slightly different. You should wear some covering on your head, and you should cover your knees. That goes for both men and women. The knees should be covered. It's only about a 20-minute wait, so I will stand here, maybe be the first one in line and edit a video I need to finish from Brazil. Looks like we're getting close, and there is quite a line behind me.
Buradan mı içeri alacaklar? Buradan gidişmiş ama sıraya geçin diyor. Şöyle aferin.
Bunlar hep yamulmuş fayda abi. Sap sap bir bekleyin abla.
Yeah, I feel very special being the first one. I almost feel like I have a little responsibility too. Uh-oh. Just keep going? Okay. Because I followed the rules, I don't have to cover up like some people might have to. I don't know if we have to follow a certain path or maybe I can just go right in here. Probably have to remove my shoes. Do not step on with shoes. Take the shoes off. Take the dad's shoes off here. Okay, wow. Wow. Quite impressive. I thought it would be more blue, but oh, there are the blue tiles up there. Feels pretty special to be almost the only one in here right now. I guess waiting in line for the 25 minutes was worth it. Oh, look at that. See, if I had taken a tour, I would have known we can put our shoes in one of these little cubbies, we might call it. And it looks like women would pray in a different area from here. Oh yeah, tourists are coming in now, like me. And there is some Islamic information. Convert, we might use. We might use that word convert. Maybe you don't have a religion or you are a different religion and you would like to become a Muslim, you can convert to Islam. Because I am not Muslim, I should not cross this line. Uh-oh. I don't want to make assumptions, but maybe he's Muslim. There are over 1 billion Muslims around the world, so maybe he is. But this mosque was completed in 1616, so it is quite old. Again, I'm not good at math, but the year is 2024. cats are allowed in the mosque too. And I am speaking in a low voice out of respect. Hopefully none of the tourists are yelling and just being crazy. This is still a place of worship. So, in my opinion, you should always be respectful in a place like this with so much history and so much meaning to so many people around the world. I'm going to put the camera down and just try to take in the beauty by myself for a minute. Just when I put the camera down, there was some commotion. A police officer ran over to talk to somebody. So, I'm not sure what's going on. Don't really want to know what's going on. I don't think women are supposed to go over there. Maybe that's what it was? I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave. I said I didn't really want to know, but I kind of do. Please, if you know Turkish, translate in the comments. And just outside the Blue Mosque are two obelisks. I don't want to get too much into the history of Turkey because I'm not an expert, but just in case you didn't know, the history of Turkey goes back quite a while. You had the Hittites, you had the Byzantine Empire. Istanbul once was known as Constantinople, so it was really at the center of the world for a while, and that obelisk that is closest to us has ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics on it. It's a little windy. I hope you can hear me, but there's a famous obelisk in Washington, D.C. known as the Washington Monument, built to remember our first president in the United States. And just a short walk from the Blue Mosque is the Hagia Sophia. Hopefully we can get in here in just a minute, but there is a nice fountain that maybe we should check out first. So this was originally built as a Christian cathedral. Then it spent some time being a mosque. Then it spent some time being a museum. And in 2020, the president, Erdogan, changed it to a mosque again. Of course, that was pretty controversial, but I don't want to get into that in this English lesson here. And unfortunately, it looks like we are visiting at a time when the Sophia is being restored. We would call that scaffolding. It helps people working on the monument to be able to reach the high areas safely. It's getting pretty hot and we are done with the mosques for today, so I'm going to go back to my hotel and change into shorts. Here, lots of tourists, but I did want to show you this. This is a German fountain, it's called, the German Fountain. And this was presented to the people of Turkey in 1898. I believe it was still the Ottoman Empire back then. But Kaiser Wilhelm II presented this. And in just a few short years, the two countries would go together during the First World War. But anyone watching from Germany might be interested in this. Oh, maybe now would be a good time to talk about stray dogs here in Istanbul. I didn't see one on that dog. Stray dog in English just means a dog that does not have a home. In the United States, we have ways to take care of this most of the time, but they're different from the way in Turkey. Most of the dogs, at least the ones I have seen, have like a little yellow tag on their ear. And this means that they have been vaccinated against rabies. Hopefully you know what rabies are in English. If you don't, it's just super bad. And if the animal with rabies bites you, you could die in a really bad way pretty quickly. It also means those dogs have been either spayed or neutered. And that means they've had a surgery that will prevent them from having puppies in the future. But very similar to the cats that we talked about, they are taken care of. They're sometimes little dishes of water. Oh, look at this. We'll have to come back and check out those suites later. But yeah, the cats and the dogs are fed here. Certain neighborhoods will take care of them. There's a cat right now, two cats actually. And the ones that I've seen so far are pretty friendly. They are used to people. They know what people do. They're not scared by people. They will possibly come up to you for food. I haven't seen the dogs do that, but I need to get off the sidewalk here. He's coming up on the sidewalk. Interesting. I'm just gonna keep walking. Hopefully that's okay. But now I'm headed to the Grand Bazaar. I think I'm still going the right way. And there, I'm just going to walk through. You should have cash if you are going there, which I don't right now. I can't get any cash out with my card, and that's okay. But one thing, after you. One thing at the Grand Bazaar, gotta get past here. One thing that happens at the Grand Bazaar is something we call haggling in English, or bargaining. Oh, I ate here last night. That was actually a really good restaurant. Probably a little bit pricey, probably tourist prices there, but all right, I have to go up this way, try to teach English and not get hit by a car. But what I was talking about was haggling or bargaining. And that is something that doesn't usually happen in the United States. And I don't think it happens in like most hotels or grocery stores in Turkey. But it means when there's no fixed price. So let's say you want to buy some jewelry. Jewelry might be a bad example because it's usually an expensive item. That price might be fixed, but more steep hills right here. My breathing will probably get a little heavy. But let's say it's a little magnet you want to put on your fridge. And maybe the price is 25 cents in the United States. Well, maybe you start at a price like 15 cents. Well, you take 15 cents for this item and they say, oh, no, sorry, that's too low. I can give you 30 cents. And then you just go back and forth and try to find a price that you both like. I don't feel like haggling or bargaining today. And like I said, I don't have any cash. I only have card. Before we get to the Grand Bazaar, maybe I should talk about the word bazaar. There are two spellings in English. One, I'll put right up there, it just means strange. But there's another one. It's got two Z's in the middle, and that is an English word that we got from the Persian language, the language that's mostly spoken in Iran and Afghanistan, and it literally means a place to buy things, but not usually in the United States. It's usually in this part of the country. Grand Bazaar, literally meaning just a big place, a big market where you can buy things. While waiting to get into the Blue Mosque, I was editing a video where watch out for the cars here, where I go up a hill and I'm breathing heavily, and I mentioned maybe I should work out more. Now as I go up this steep hill, I'm still thinking, maybe I should work out more. It's hot. I'm a little sweaty. I think I'm looking more bald than normal. Luckily, I came here to get a hair transplant, so maybe I'll have more hair the next time you see me. We're just right outside the bazaar, but it does look like you can buy some fancy jewelry before you get inside. All right. And I'm sure, you have to go through a metal detector. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, we call that thing a metal detector. But now this place is huge. It's massive. I'm sure many people will ask me to buy something, but like I said earlier, I'm not in the bargaining mood. I didn't realize there were tile floors here. I think there's a good chance that I could get lost in here. It's super busy, of course. I'm not sure how much you can hear me, but there's actually a sign over there that says fixed price. I read there are over 4,000 shops and restaurants here at the Grand Bazaar. There's somebody offering free samples. We should talk about a free sample. It's when somebody is selling something, but they give you a little taste first. We call that a free sample. And of course, they don't want you to just try that one little bit. They want you to come into the store and actually buy a bigger portion. The owner of my hotel actually told me, don't buy anything here. The prices are really expensive. They're tourist prices. I could get a better deal if I didn't buy it here at the Grand Bazaar. One thing you need to be aware of anywhere in the world when it's super busy like this, you need to be aware of pickpockets. That's what we say in English. Those are people who try to walk by in a crowded area and take the things that you have in your pocket. Probably your cell phone or your wallet, maybe your purse. But right now I'm wearing a pair of shorts that have zippers on the pocket, so I feel a little safer. No, thank you. I'm all set. Thank you, though. Thank you. Oh, the electric wires around here. It looks a bit dangerous up there. I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but here are some ATMs. I didn't know these were here. I tried to get money out of the ATM earlier, and for some reason my card is not working. I can pay with card. I just can't get any cash out, unfortunately. And now I'm walking about 1.5 miles to the ferry terminal so that we can cross the Bosphorus and take my first steps in Asia. But maybe we should talk about the word ferry first. There are 2 different spellings, at least, and 2 different meanings. One, this one right there, that means like a little magical spirit that flies around. Tinkerbell is one of them. The other ferry is a boat that crosses a river. It's used for transportation. You can actually use the verb ferry to go back and forth across the river. So the ferry we are about to see ferries people, probably cars too, across the river every day, both ways. An authentic Turkish restaurant, Burger King. Somehow we need to buy a ticket, and I think that is what the ferry looks like that we want. Looks like we're not going to make that one. Looks like it's about to take off. Maybe we can find tickets in here. At least they have English. Oh, disappeared. Pick the language. Pick English. You need to buy a card. Got the card. Now let's figure out how to use this thing. All right, looks like we did it, and just in time because Ferry's about to come. Guess what? It is hot in here. I'm sweating like a pig. That's something you can say in English when you're really sweating a lot. All right. As we get on here, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but just in case you don't know, Istanbul is split between two continents. There's the Europe side, and we are now going over to the Asian side. It is considerably cooler here on the water. There is a nice breeze and a fantastic view of Istanbul. Let's go upstairs and see what we can see up here. Saw a little kid trip. They sell Bosphorus tours. They're probably quite expensive, but I read if you just take the ferry, it's almost like the same thing, and it only costs a few cents. There is no smoking on the ferry. It looks like they do have a bathroom. We would call that a squat toilet in English. Please do not enter the walkway area while the ship is approaching the pier. Make sure to disembark. Oh, some water. It's always good to have some water. Oh, some soda over here. Way out there is the Bosphorus Bridge that connects the European side to the Asian side of Turkey, and it was first opened in 1973. It's pretty scary, but that bridge is older than me. I was born in 1975. I'm just a few minutes away from taking my first steps in Asia. I'm wondering, have you ever been to Asia? Please let me know in the comments. Maybe you actually live there. Maybe you have never left Asia. If you can still hear me, it is going to be a miracle. That also looks like a ferry, but it is a ferry for vehicles or cars. First steps in Asia. I haven't had any food yet today, so the first thing I will be looking for is a restaurant. My first meal in Asia. It's really more of a snack, but I got a famous street food here called sime. You can see it has like sesame seeds on top. Sometimes it is filled with cheese. And of course, I had to get a tea. I also got a Sprite. Look what I found. This place is nothing but vending machines. I really like vending machines because you don't have to speak Turkish to buy something. So you got coffee, more coffee. You can even have some like meals here. Put those into the microwave, I think. Are they beans that you heat up? Maybe not, maybe just snacks, but some chocolate, familiar candy bars. There's the Twix and the Snickers. Some unfamiliar candy bars. I've never seen any of those. Ooh, my favorite. Gummy candy right at the bottom there. You can get a sandwich if you want. It's like a little less than $3 for that sandwich from a vending machine. There's some milk, water, can of coffee. Look at this, a toothbrush. I'm glad I brought my toothbrush, but if I had forgotten it, I could get one here. Some cat food. Maybe you want to feed some of the stray cats. Some more meal kind of things over here. Ooh, Mountain Dew. For a little afternoon pick-me-up. We use that term pick-me-up for when you want a little more energy. You might drink a soda or some coffee for an afternoon pick-me-up.